Jesus, known as Isa in Arabic, holds a significant place in Islam. The Quran, Islam's holy book, mentions Jesus numerous times. He is revered as one of the greatest prophets, sent by God to guide the children of Israel. The Quran depicts Jesus in a unique light, distinct from the Christian narrative but with some overlapping elements. Muslims believe in the virgin birth of Jesus, his miraculous life, and respect him as a prophet. However, they do not consider him the Son of God. Understanding these differences and similarities is crucial for interfaith dialogue. The Quran emphasizes Jesus' role as a messenger of God, bringing divine wisdom and performing miracles. In Islam, Jesus is a model of piety and devotion to God. His life and teachings offer valuable lessons for Muslims. The Quranic perspective on Jesus promotes respect and love, but emphasizes monotheism. This section sets the stage for exploring the various aspects of Jesus' life as described in the Quran. The birth of Jesus is one of the most captivating stories in the Quran. According to Islamic tradition, Jesus was born to Mary, or Maryam, miraculously. The Quran narrates this event in Surah Maryam, which is chapter 19. Mary was a devout woman, chosen by God for her purity and piety. The angel Gabriel, known as Jibril, appeared to her, announcing that she would give birth to a holy son. Mary was astonished as she was a virgin. Gabriel reassured her, explaining that God's command would make it happen. Thus, Jesus was conceived without a human father, a sign of God's power. This miraculous birth is significant as it highlights Jesus' special status among prophets. Mary endured the pain of childbirth alone, under a palm tree. She received divine support with dates and water provided miraculously. The birth of Jesus was a moment of divine intervention and mercy. This story underscores the Quranic view of Jesus as a blessed and miraculous figure. One of the fundamental differences between Islam and Christianity is the nature of Jesus. Muslims revere Jesus as a prophet, not the Son of God. The Quran states this clearly in several verses. For instance, in Surah Al-Ma'idah, which is chapter 5, it mentions that Jesus was a messenger, like those before him. Islam strictly emphasizes monotheism, the belief in one God. Associating partners with God, including calling Jesus his son, is seen as contrary to this principle. The Quran teaches that Jesus himself preached the oneness of God. He called people to worship Allah alone without any intermediaries. This distinction is crucial in Islamic theology. Jesus' prophethood is a testament to his role as a guide and teacher. He conveyed God's message and performed miracles by God's permission. In Islam, respecting Jesus means acknowledging his true nature as a servant and prophet of God. Jesus performed numerous miracles as recounted in the Quran. These miracles are signs of his prophethood and God's favor upon him. One of the first miracles mentioned is Jesus speaking as an infant. In Surah Maryam, Jesus speaks from the cradle, defending his mother and proclaiming his mission. Another significant miracle is giving life to a clay bird. By God's permission, Jesus breathed life into a clay model, and it became a living bird. This act demonstrated his divine support. Additionally, Jesus healed the blind and lepers, showcasing his compassion and God's power. The Quran also mentions Jesus raising the dead. In Surah Al-Imran, which is chapter 3, it narrates how Jesus, with God's permission, brought the dead back to life. These miracles are not just supernatural events, but lessons in faith and divine mercy. They illustrate Jesus' deep connection with God and his mission to guide humanity. Section 5. The teachings of Jesus in the Quran. Jesus' teachings in the Quran align with the broader Islamic message. He emphasized worshipping one God and living a righteous life. The Quran quotes Jesus calling his people to piety and obedience to God. In Surah Al-Ma'idah, Jesus teaches about compassion, humility, and devotion. Jesus also spoke about social justice and caring for the needy. His message was one of moral integrity and spiritual awakening. The Quran highlights Jesus' role in reminding people of their responsibilities towards God and each other. He was a reformer, urging people to return to the path of righteousness. Furthermore, Jesus taught love and forgiveness. He encouraged his followers to show mercy and kindness. These teachings resonate with the core principles of Islam. Jesus' message in the Quran is timeless, offering guidance for ethical living and spiritual growth. Section 6. Jesus and his disciples. Jesus had devoted followers known as disciples or Hawariyun, who supported him in his mission. The Quran speaks highly of these disciples, praising their faith and commitment. They believed in Jesus' message and stood by him in times of trial. In Surah Al-Imran, the Quran mentions their declaration of faith and loyalty. The disciples played a crucial role in spreading Jesus' teachings. They were entrusted with the responsibility of continuing his work. Despite facing opposition and challenges, they remained steadfast. The Quran acknowledges their efforts and dedication, highlighting their importance in Jesus' mission. However, the Quran also mentions instances of betrayal and weakness among some of the disciples. This serves as a reminder of human fallibility and the need for constant faith and perseverance. The story of Jesus and his disciples in the Quran is a blend of inspiration and caution, urging believers to stay true to their faith. Section 7. The Ascension of Jesus. A key difference between Islamic and Christian narratives is the end of Jesus' earthly life. Islam rejects the crucifixion of Jesus. Instead, it teaches that he was ascended to heaven. According to the Quran, Jesus was not crucified, but was raised up by God. This is mentioned explicitly in Surah An-Nisa, chapter 4. The Quran states that it appeared to people as though Jesus was crucified, but in reality God saved him. This belief underscores God's power and protection over his prophets. Jesus' ascension is seen as a divine act, preserving him from harm and elevating his status. This event is significant in Islamic eschatology. Muslims believe that Jesus will return before the Day of Judgment. His second coming is a major sign, heralding the final days. The Ascension emphasizes Jesus' ongoing role in God's plan, a testament to his enduring significance. Section 8. The role of Mary in Jesus' life. Mary, the mother of Jesus, is a revered figure in Islam. The Quran dedicates an entire chapter, Surah Maryam, to her story. Mary is honored for her piety, chastity, and devotion to God. She is considered one of the greatest women in Islamic tradition. Mary's role in Jesus' life is pivotal. She faced immense challenges, from the miraculous conception to the societal stigma, yet she remained steadfast in her faith. The Quran portrays her as a symbol of purity and strength, providing a nurturing environment for Jesus. Mary's story in the Quran emphasizes God's support and mercy. She received divine assistance during childbirth and throughout her life. Her unwavering faith and dedication are seen as exemplary. Mary's life is a source of inspiration for Muslims, reflecting the virtues of patience, trust, and devotion to God. Section 9. Jesus in the Islamic eschatology. Jesus holds a significant place in Islamic eschatology. Muslims believe in his second coming before the Day of Judgment. This belief is rooted in Quranic teachings and hadith, the sayings of Prophet Muhammad. Jesus' return is seen as a major sign of the end times. According to Islamic tradition, Jesus will return to restore justice and defeat falsehood. He will oppose the Antichrist, known as Dajjal, and lead humanity towards truth and righteousness. His second coming is a moment of divine intervention, bringing peace and justice to the world. This eschatological role of Jesus highlights his enduring significance in Islam. It underscores the belief in his continued mission and God's ultimate plan. The story of Jesus in Islamic eschatology serves as a reminder of the transient nature of life and the importance of faith and righteousness. Section 10. The significance of Jesus in the Quranic context. Jesus' life and teachings in the Quran carry profound significance. He is revered as a prophet, a miracle worker, and a model of piety. His story, from the miraculous birth to the ascension, is a testament to God's power and mercy. The Quran portrays Jesus as a messenger who brought divine wisdom and guidance. Understanding Jesus in the Quranic context enriches interfaith dialogue. It highlights common values while respecting theological differences. Jesus' emphasis on monotheism, compassion and righteousness resonates with the core principles of Islam. In conclusion, Jesus in the Quran is a figure of reverence and respect. His life offers lessons in faith, humility and devotion to God. The Quranic narrative of Jesus enriches the Islamic tradition, providing a unique perspective on one of history's most influential figures. Jesus' story in the Quran continues to inspire and guide Muslims around the world.